Hello and welcome to Our Providence Homestead. My name's Julie and today we're making vanilla extract. Now there's many different kinds of vanilla beans and it's really up to your personal preference of which kind you prefer. I purchased the Madagascar. That's a very popular brand in order to make vanilla extract. There's other ones. I wrote all this down so I wouldn't forget it. There's Mexican vanilla beans, there's Tahitian, Uganda, and Indonesia. I'm sure there's other ones out there that you could probably find on the internet. But what they are is they come in packages like this right here. This is the Madagascar vanilla beans. And you purchase them as far as the number of vanilla beans in the package. Now this one here, this one has 26, and this one here has 10. And when I first purchased the vanilla beans, I only purchased 10, but when I started figuring out how much alcohol it would take to make that, I kind of determined that I probably would not have enough vanilla extract to use as we prepare for the holidays and Thanksgiving, Christmas, baking, plus the other baking that we do within the household. So I wanted to make sure that I had enough vanilla beans. Now with each vanilla beans, now although this is 10 vanilla beans, it's only 0.6 ounces. And this one here that is 26 vanilla beans is 1.8 ounces. And you use 1 ounce of vanilla beans to 1 cup of alcohol. And with that, of course, the 0.6, the 10 Madagascar vanilla beans that I purchased was not going to be enough to do even a cup of vanilla extract. So at the time I just ordered, and the next size that popped up was the 26. So I'm going to go ahead and combine these two and put them in a bottle. I do have this bottle here. Now you may recognize it. I'm not sure. I'm all about reusing items that you have in your home. This actually was an avocado oil bottle. So I took all the labeling off and washed it really good and sterilized it so it would be ready for today. And what's nice, it does have a cap. Now you could always, I won't be having this in my cupboard, but once the vanilla extract is done, I could take some of this, pour it out into a smaller jar that most of us are used to. You could even put it back in a store-bought jar if you want to. The important thing with vanilla extract, and really any extracts that you do, is that you have a colored glass. The darker the better. This is just what I have. It's much better than doing the extracts in something clear. But then again, I have also seen many homesteaders who use their quart-sized jars, canning jars, and start their vanilla extract or any other extract that they're doing, and just put that jar in a cool, dark place, let it do its thing, and then transfer it from there when they strain it into something that is a darker color bottle. Okay, so that's my bottle. You see my vanilla beans, and then my alcohol of choice is Smirnoff vodka. I have seen, and if you search the internet, I have seen people use rum as their alcohol, brandy. It's really all a personal preference. I chose vodka because vodka does not have a taste per se. But if you use the rum or the brandy to make your vanilla extract, you might have those flavors transfer over into your cake, your bundt cakes, your cookies, that kind of thing. And that's something I didn't want because I'm not an alcohol drinker. So my preferences isn't for those types of beverages. But again, if you're making, let's say you make a lot of bundt cakes and you routinely add like an ounce of rum or something like that in it, and you want to do maybe even just a small package like this size here, and make a little extract for that for when you make your rum cakes, by all means do that. That would probably be an excellent idea and an excellent way of doing it. And what you can do is once, and I'll show you how we're going to cut them, but once you do that, you can always cut these smaller, so maybe it would fit into like a jelly jar that size, and do its creation of the extract in a smaller, like I said, smaller container, as opposed to having a large one. Okay, so we're going to get started here. Now, there are different sizes. I'm sorry, just like kind of bit me. There are different grades of even the Madagascar, and you'd have to look up for the different ones, the Mexican, the Uganda, the Tahitian, if they have different grades. But I looked it up for the Madagascar because that's what I'm using. Now, these are grade B. Now, if you have, let's say you're making a dessert or making something where you want to add vanilla paste, or you want to cut open the vanilla bean and slice out the pulp, the inside of it, and put that directly into your dessert or your whatever you're fixing, as opposed to the extract, you want to actually use the pulp, then that's where the grade A vanilla beans come in. And the difference here, the grade A, again, I'm reading it because that's just my memory. The grade A is moister than the grade B. It's slightly oilier. It's more pliable, bendable, and the moisture content is higher. That's why I said usually some people will split the vanilla bean, you know, down the long edge of it, take the back of a knife and just slice out this paste and vanilla beans from the inside and put it right into their dishes. Some people use that for, let's say, ice cream even. They would use that. You can also purchase vanilla paste in those instances if that's what you want to use. But for the extract, the better grade is to use the grade B, and that's defined as they are drier, so they will absorb in and exchange that alcohol, whichever one you use. It's less oily, and it's made to have the since they're slightly imperfect. They have slightly imperfections because they're not grade A, but they're grade B, very good vanilla beans nonetheless. It is perfect for doing vanilla bean extract. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to open up this package, and then I'll show you how you cut up these beans and get started. So hold on. Okay, so I cut open the smaller package, and this is what the vanilla bean looks like. Let me get a little closer so you can see. Okay, and it has little ends. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut long ways. Now once, like I said, if you have a smaller jar and maybe you want to do some rum, vanilla extract for rum cakes, that kind of thing, then what you do is after you slice it down this way, then you would chop it. You can chop it up smaller to go into your jar. We're just doing the vanilla beans with the vodka today. I may decide later on to maybe do some of that, but we don't eat a lot of desserts here at the house, so that would be just like something special if I'm making it for, say, a dessert to carry to neighbors, that kind of thing. Now, when you use the vanilla beans, again, 1 ounce to 1 cup of your chosen liquor. Again, this is alcohol, it's vodka. If you look at any extract, whether it be vanilla, orange, rum, banana, any of those extracts does contain alcohol. So I'm a Christian and I believe in my Savior, Jesus Christ, but this is not, you know, the alcohol of, you know, some people decide I'm not going to drink any alcohol at all. Well, then you need to give up baking or eating desserts, because any extracts do contain alcohol. But it's not something that would cause somebody, in my opinion, to have difficulty using this in their baked goods because, like I said, everyone uses it in every cake has vanilla extract. There are other cakes that have some form of orange extract, almond extract, those kind of things, and they all contain a level of alcohol. But when you use it, you only use a half a teaspoon, a whole teaspoon, that kind of thing. So I'm going to turn you down. That's just my rant of the day. I'm going to turn you down, the camera down, so you can see me do the beans. And I'm going to just do a couple, and then I'll pause while I do the rest of them and then come back. So hold on a second. Okay, for this, I am going to put my glasses on. You can't see, but that's okay. So you take a sharp knife, and I'm really not supposed to be using these knives because I am prone for hurting myself or cutting myself. And I'm just slicing down ever so gently. Now you want to just slice the top of the vanilla bean. Boy, I thought this was my sharpest knife out here. But these are really, really dry. Okay. And I don't know if you can see. Let me turn it up here. There we go. That I have sliced it. See right there? You see the slice? But I didn't slice it all the way through. You're just wanting to slice a little bit here in order to open up the pod, the vanilla pod. See if I can split it up a little bit. It's very dry, so that's why it's perfect. Where, see, all that's right there is vanilla beans, so that the alcohol can get down into the vanilla beans. And then once I slice it, it's just going to go right down into my jar. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this small package and the large package that I have, and then I'll come back with you. I'll show you this. I mean, they are very dry. So again, that's because it is grade B. And so it can, now I'm getting more of a hang of it. And because I'm not sure how far up my jar I'm going to go ahead and cut them in half and put them in the jar. Put that camera angle so you can see that. And some are a little bit thicker than others. Get my finger out of the way. I don't want to end up in the ER. Like I said, I'm not the most non-clumsiest. There we go. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to continue this. It's going to take me a few minutes, but once you do one or two, you just kind of get a sense of how much pressure you put down to just cut through the one layer. Try to cut straight and without cutting through. Now if you cut through, no big deal. It's going to release more of the vanilla beans into your extract, which is perfectly fine. You know, when you're making a cake or something like that, if a vanilla bean was to get in there, it would pretty much get absorbed into your food and you wouldn't probably even be able to find it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm finishing up the last bit of it. And the second package that had the 26, that was more recently purchased. And I have to say, these are a little bit easier to work with because I had purchased the package of 10 much earlier when I realized it wasn't going to be enough for what I wanted to do. So, like I said, they were a little tougher to get through. These right here are just, the knife is going through like butter. There we go. So now they're all in the jar. And you would think that the vanilla on my hands would smell really good. It really doesn't. So there they are, all in my jar. And just to show you, this is the one that I did purchase. And they are organic. From this one is from Fit and Clean. You can also get them from Vanilla Bean Kings. There's different avenues. Even Amazon has, let me not lose that vanilla bean. There's other avenues that you can purchase vanilla beans from. I don't want to lose these beans. There we go. Okay, so let me clean this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got all of our vanilla beans in the jar here, and we have the alcohol. So like I said, once you cut them up, like I said, I chose to cut them in half, but they're just probably as far up the bottle as they would be if they had been left whole. You kind of stir them up there. There we go. Okay, so I've got a little funnel to help pour the alcohol in, and a little measuring, because it said 1 ounce to 8 fluid ounces of vodka, and I roughly have 2.4 ounces. I'm still just going to put, which would be like 2.4 cups or 2.5 cups. So we'll see what it works out to. I think these containers here are 375 milliliters or 1.5 cups. So I had to put my glasses on for this too. Yay. Let me see. That's not even a full cup. That's 5 ounces. Stand right there. So I know that this is 1.5 cups. So we're just going to pour that in to the cup. There we go. And I'm going to put 1 more cup into it. It should pretty much fill up the jar. So that's 1.5 cups. So 2.5 ounces. Yes. I think it's just going to make it. If I put 1 more cup in as I spill vodka. It's a good cleaning agent, so it'll clean my countertop really, really well. So just top it all off. Okay, like I said, I probably could have just went ahead and left them all contained and not divide in half, but yeah, I did it that way and experiment. You know, it's your kitchen. Do what you'd like to do in your kitchen, right? So I wanted to cut it in half. Okay, so my top. So now I'm going to take my top. I've dried off the top because I really made a mess. Again, vodka's a good disinfectant. Some people store it to use it for cleaning. So my countertop will be very clean. Thank you for the glasses. I'm at that age where I need them. Okay, so now I have all the vanilla beans inside there. It's filled up to alcohol to about right here. So again, that was 36 vanilla beans. And I'm gonna let this sit. There's actually a couple of bubbles happening in there. I'm gonna let this sit. Can you see the bubbles happening? Because it's all getting in there. It's cool. I'm gonna let this sit in a cool, dark place, even though the bottle is darkened. I'm also going to let it sit in the pantry where it's nice and dark, at least 4 to 6 weeks. The longer the better. Just let it keep sitting in there. And I've seen many homesteaders when they've used this up, the vanilla beans are still in there, and they've dropped this down. Maybe they take this and they fill up a smaller bottle that they keep in their pantry, like there's my pantry, that they keep in there, like 1 ounce. Then they take more vodka, because I do have some left over. They take, you know, the vodka, pour it and fill it back up, and just let it keep sitting. It's like your mother's supply of vanilla beans. It won't go rancid, it won't go bad. It would just keep getting richer and richer. And that's where sometimes you have to, or one has to, adjust their baking, because there will be a difference between the vanilla extract you make at home and what you purchase in the store. If you use it early, like at 6 weeks I start using it, it may not be as strong. So instead of 1 teaspoon into a cake, I might want to use 2 teaspoons. But if it's 10 months old, it may become much stronger, and then I might want to use less. It's all like an experimenting and getting to know the products in your kitchen. So that's it for the vanilla extract. And it's simple. If I hadn't have been doing the video, I probably could have completed in about 5 minutes from start to finish, and maybe not made as much of a mess. But that's it. So I hope you try this. Like I said, if you want to start out small, the vanilla beans are on the expensive side, I have to be honest. But it's also hard to find. In fact, I have not been able to find organic vanilla extract. And that's what this will end up being, because I used organic vanilla beans. So that makes it difficult if you're trying to go more organic with your foods. And so by doing this way, I will have organic vanilla extract in at least 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 6 months. It will definitely be ready by the time the holidays come around to do as much baking as I will be doing at that time. So that being said, I'll let you go. Please try it and let me know how yours turns out. And if you decide to use Madagascar or Tahitian or Indonesia, what type of vanilla beans you decide to use. And again, grade A is more for the raw baking, where you're taking the paste and the seeds out and putting it right into a cake or a dessert. And grade B is more for creating your vanilla extracts. So until next time, take care. God bless. Hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them. And I'll see you back here at Our Providence Homestead. Don't forget to like and share this video, and let me know how it turns out for you. Okay? Take care.